All right, students, so we will now continue to move on. The next part is like the latching, uh, building up a latching circuit in which when you want to hold one of the outputs as a high, you can use a latching circuit, right? So this is the ladder diagram. You in your lab, it's already given as a screenshot as well. But over here we have a push button, and you know that push button only remains the output high when it's like pressed on for a longer time, right? But we don't want that. We want it to be latched, or we want it to be high once I just pressed it, right? And until I just want to disconnect the circuit, right? So we apply set reset logic over here. How would you bring that set reset logic? I'll quickly delete that. I'll just add that for you. When you're over here, you need to double click on this part and you can say that set set y, and it will bring that set logic over here. And for reset, how would you bring that? You just write like double click over here, reset y1. So that's set reset. And also for these, you can also do that. Like these are the ones which are LD is like the mnemonics for this part, and it is X1. So that's the open contact. And for this one, which is the normally closed, you have to write LD I inverse, and that's X1. Right? So that's the normally closed loop. So there are mnemonics, and as you go detail into the programming, you will learn that instead of choosing the relays from here by like searching for them, searching for the PID, you will be eventually super comfortable with selecting any of the mnemonics over here. For example, timer, something like that, timer, counter, and all that. So we'll see that later on in the lab, right? By just double clicking over here, and you can just write whatever you want. All right, so let's analyze this input and output. The first thing that we will do is we'll compile this code, and yep, that's the end. Like there's no errors or something. We'll start the simulator. We'll download this code to the PLC. We will go into the live mode, and that's your PLC is stopped. We will run that PLC. Right, so over here we have one push button and we have an output over here. Why not? As soon as I push that button, that output is going to be high. That output being latched over here will remain high even if I remove my finger from that push button. So you can see as I turn it off, it will still remain as a high output, right? The only way how you can close this machine motor, whatever it's running on this output, is that you have to reset that output using the Y1 logic over here. So what we'll do, we'll just set this X1 as high. So what eventually would happen is that this output would go out, and if you just bring it back, so that's the normal reset that you have. So pressing X1 and then releasing that part will eventually reset this whole circuit, right? So common examples can be that you want to run a motor with a push button, that's your X naught. When you press it, your motor is start to run, right? And how would you turn it off? Like it's gone. You have removed your finger from it, right? So the motor is keeps on running. So if you want to turn it off, you need to press another push button, which is a stop push button. As soon as you push it and as soon as you release it, all of the states are back to the normal. So that's how you can latch, or you can keep an output high with just a single push button. Thank you.